Great people here in studio with us. The Tshwane Gospel Choir. It was founded in 2010 with the sole purpose of developing the youth and giving them something meaningful to do. And music was chosen as a vehicle to drive this vision. The choir comprises of 40 members from various provinces around South Africa and beyond. The choir's versatility has seen them touring the UK with their Spirit of Africa production, where they performed in honor of Winnie Madikizela-Mandela. The manager of the choir is with us here to have a quick chat. Boitumelo Langa, good to see you. Thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
This is stunning. Okay, I first want to hear a little bit more. I mean, I gave a brief background to the Tshwane Gospel Choir. You tell us a little bit more about them.
On point, Leanne, the choir was truly founded purely for developing young talent that is in the township, because we realized that there is just so much talent in our country that is, and no one is really taking care of, or they don't sometimes have the means to put themselves out there. So it was really instituted to showcase that talent, to nourish it, to have people that will guide them, tutor them and train them into this music industry. So we chose then music to drive that vision of developing young people. And we've had very great musicians working with us as well to develop the choir musically and otherwise. And not only do we focus on music, but we also do workshops for the choir in terms of personal development, personal grooming, spiritual grooming as well, because you also don't want gospel singers that don't have the gospel in them, and they're only pushing their talent. And we also do financial wellness workshops with them, because over time we have learned that there's people that are really celebrated up there and we love them, but then when something happens to them, then people need to contribute money towards the burials and stuff like that. So we have instituted such workshops in the choir so that it is not only musically driven, but it is truly holistic development.
That's amazing. I mean, this is really just almost like a one-stop shop for the youth, and you're just giving them this whole. It's almost like a full learning skills that you're giving them, which is great.
It's just a full scope of development.
Well done. So now you recently toured the UK. As I mentioned, you did your Spirit of Africa production in the UK.
Yes.
Talk to us about this.
Spirit of Africa is a production really that we do to celebrate all things South African, to celebrate our cultures as well, and to display it to the international and global community. So we started our tours in 2014. We did that in 2015 as well, and it was a beautiful experience for us to tour the UK, and it really made us very proud to be South African and to really appreciate who we are as South Africans. And the reception that we got on that global stage was so amazing, and it really made us wish that such a cultural enrichment could be celebrated even here at home.
It should be celebrated
more
here, not in the UK.
Of all things South African out there, more than we do here locally.
Absolutely, that should go without say. But unfortunately, you have to say that, because we need to emphasize and try and get people to buy into culture more. Now, your tribute to Mama Winnie Madikizela-Mandela.
Yes, in the music presentation that you're going to have now with the choir, we speak about Mama Winnie, because she's one of those misunderstood political characters in our times. Yet there is so much contribution that she has done in our country in terms of the liberation struggle. To us, she's a woman of strength. She's a woman not only who has influence power, but she has positional power as well. She was able to move masses of people to continue with the liberation struggle, even when Utata was in prison, and the movement didn't stop, the momentum didn't stop, because there was a strong woman on the ground who led the masses. And to us, she's just that kind of woman that we should all look up to, because of her strength, her tenacity, and her resolve just to stay true to her calling and pursue it at all costs. And it's important to us that we celebrate such strength in our midst, it's important that, especially as women, we need to celebrate other women as well.
Indeed. As we wrap it up, because I do want to give as much time as we can to the choir, you have an album, the 2018 Revival launch. Talk about this. This is happening next week.
Yes, the choir has recorded 4 albums to date, so the next Revival is our latest installment. It was recorded last year at the State Theatre, and we're going to launch it on the 21st of April at Rustenburg. And the album is great. It shows a lot of growth in the choir, both spiritually and technically. For those that follow Tshwane Gospel Choir, they would agree that from the first album, which was Modimo wa Mehlolo, to Mbonge, to Revival 2016, and now to Revival, to the next Revival, there's been a lot of growth musically from the choir. And what I love about it is not only have we done our signature style, which is your contemporary and urban gospel, but we have also listened to our viewers.
Yes.
And we had younger listeners who were to us, we love your music, we love the energy of the choir, we love the energy, but we don't feel like there's something for us, the younger ones. So we've got some young vibe, if I can call it that, that is happening in this next Revival. We've got samba beats for those that really love dancing, and we've got a hip-hop note to this album, which also is not done by your typical guy, but we have a lady that is doing this hip-hop vibe. So there's something for everyone. We've got our traditional songs, our church sing-alongs as well. So it's such a variety and a bubble of goodness in it. And I would say anybody who is looking for a true revival, then TGC's next Revival
is
the album to go for.
Thank you for chatting to us. I can't wait to hear. You have sold them. You have sold them. I'm sold. I can't wait. Dying to hear them. They're here. They're lined up. They're looking beautiful and handsome men. I won't leave you out of the equation, because all the men are wearing, all the ladies are wearing their duks, and the men are standing handsomely next to them. We are going to be hearing from the beautiful Tshwane Gospel Choir after the break. Boitumelo Langa talking to us. She's the manager of the choir. And we're going to hear their tribute to Mama Winnie and other fallen heroes. Stay tuned.